I've gotten a number of questions about iced coffees and froth lattes and froth iced lattes, and so while you can't really put ice cubes and mix that in with your milk froth, you can make a chilled froth latte, chilled froth, cappuccino, or just a chilled froth milky coffee. I had an earlier video on a regular hot milky coffee, but today I'm going to experiment with Nespresso's Freddo Intenso. It's part of their barista creations, and it was especially designed to be used with iced coffees. Now in this case, because we're going to be frothing milk and adding that to our coffee, we can't use the ice cubes, so it's not over ice, but I have a feeling that this was designed on purpose, and it's intense enough to if it's intense enough to withstand the melting of the ice cubes, it should work really well for our lattes and the chilled effect. But the point of this also is just to see how the cold milk is going to froth, because as you know, and I've said it before, and I've mentioned in many comments, cold milk does not froth as well as warm milk. In fact, it's got to be quite hot to keep the froth. So I'm going to show you how it's done, and if it can be done at all, and we'll see how this tastes. My first time. So in anticipation, I'm going to make some some espresso, and I'm going to chill it. I'm going to use this. I'm going to put this lid on it so that when I have it in the refrigerator, it's not going to take on any odors from the refrigerator. It's going to keep it pretty fresh. So here we go. That's going to warm up. Let's try to start. And for this little experiment, we're going to do a double shot. So I'm going to let that drip a bit, get the most out of it. But yeah, these are pretty cool. Cool looking. If you've never seen an espresso capsule, this is the Nespresso original line. Again, it's part of their barista creations. Load another one up in there. And for many of you, you're used to seeing my old espresso machine. I switched to an espresso. I did a video on why. You can check that out. But you can see how easy it is here, pulling shots. I'm going to let this chill overnight, and we're going to come back to you tomorrow. We're going to froth up some milk and the coffee. We're going to get a nice froth chilled latte. All right, we're back, and I actually waited 48 hours just to kind of replicate what most of you would do, or what I used to do, which is to make maybe a week's worth of espresso. I used to use double shots. It was about equivalent to about 10 shots. I loaded it all up. I put it into a 1 liter bottle. I'd add some creamer or milk. It'd be ready for the week. So otherwise, it's kind of impractical to try to do this every day and chill it and go and so forth. So it's easier just make it in batches, keep it cold. So this is right out of the fridge, 48 hours. We got whole milk right out of the fridge, cold. And I'm going to whip it up. I'm going to use the Aero Latte for frothing. Getting back to our, we're going to try this out. I haven't had the Nespresso Freddo, so again, this was designed for iced coffee, so it should work well for this application. I'm just going to pour that into here. Because again, if you use ice, it's going to dilute your coffee, number one, which would happen anyway, but the froth just doesn't stay up. I'm not going to use an official measuring cup, but that should be good enough for our latte. Let's see how this froths up. And actually, if you hold on 1 second, I'm going to switch batteries. Hang with me. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. But fresh batteries always help. If you ever find that your hand frother, whether it's Aero Latte or otherwise, starts to underperform or not as expected, try switching out the batteries. Makes a big difference in performance. So I'm already getting a lot of froth. More than, say, a latte. The question is how long this is going to last in terms of the froth staying up here. I don't know if you can all see that. There we go. Made quite the mess. But let's watch and see how that settles out. Obviously using whole milk works better than skim milk. If we use creamer in there, it'd probably even be a bit frothier, but it's not really practical from a health perspective. So we're just watching now. See how it deflates. It's definitely not going to be the same as using hot milk. And you can see our base right here, different color. And so, yeah, question of how long. It's going down pretty quick, but I have a feeling once it gets down to here, it's going to stay. The other alternative, of course, is to just drink fast. This is that Fredo Intenso. I'd love to try it actually, so that's what I'm going to do. That's without sugar, and it's pretty good. Definitely, to be fair to Nespresso, it actually holds in, it bears the milk really well. In other words, comes through, doesn't get overpowered by the milk, and we put a decent amount of milk in. I can taste the coffee perfectly. So our froth is certainly diminished, but you remember this is not all obviously milk and coffee. This is some froth still in here, but the top froth, that real froth, that doesn't seem to last very long at all. So there it is. The froth doesn't stay up as well as hot milk. I didn't expect it to, but certainly this is a bit of a solution, especially if you drink it fast. It's not the real thick froth, but this is still frothed up here, and I think it's still an enjoyable cold drink, a little bit different than the hot that you're normally used to. So enjoy. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Join me next time for part 2, where I make a cold froth latte the traditional way. I froth the milk separately and then add it back together.